Hi guys.
Hi.
What's going on? We are here for our coffee talk. The heck's going on up here? Oh. There we go. Hi guys. What's up, what's up, what's up? Well, we know we're going to start with the energy of the day.
Hold on. Sorry. My bad.
God, I hate the sound of my voice.
You're not supposed to like it.
Stop it. Okay, we said Alice, right?
Yeah.
We're going to do an Alice oracle to start off our day.
Yay.
See what Spirit says we should talk about.
What should we talk about? Spirit.
She picked Alice. Okay.
Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. We are doing a coffee talk. We may pull our cards later. We're doing a card of the day, energy of the day.
Oh, shit, I need my glasses. I can't see that.
You can't. Dang it. Okay.
There.
Sending myself. Kev's going to Alaska.
Oh, cool.
Sending himself to Alaska. You know it's cold
You're
there,
going to
right?
get abducted by aliens.
Painting the roses red.
Oh.
Covering up errors.
Oh.
It's card number 27.
Oh.
I didn't figure you'd want to look at it.
No,
Okay.
I knew what painting the roses red was because it's my deck.
Okay. 27.
Alright, there we go. Painting the roses red.
Would you tell me, please, said Alice, a little timidly, why are you painting those roses? 5 and 7 said nothing, but looked at 2. 2 began in a low voice. Why, the fact is, you see, miss, this here ought to have been a red rose tree, and we put a white one in by mistake. And if the queen was to find it out, we should all have our heads cut off, you know?
Off with their heads.
We all make mistakes. Every single one of us upon this planet has made a mistake, misunderstood, done something that wasn't quite correct, and mixed things up rather terribly.
Off with their heads.
Today, people often complain and want perfection, much like the dreaded queen. They behave as if they have the right to cut off people's heads, to punish them, if they have not carried out their assignments perfectly. The same applies to our soul assignments. Despite what our soul would best enjoy learning, we humans often misunderstand, head off in another direction to make some rather wonderful mistakes. Thankfully, unlike the queen, our soul will not punish us. But we do need to do some work to make things right. While you may be tempted to cover things up and not be open about what has happened, especially perhaps to yourself, it truly is best to see what can be done. If this relates to you on an everyday level and you are working for a person who will be unkind or cruel if you do not perform tasks perfectly, then you may need to find a way to peacefully escape the situation. That way, you can enjoy white roses just as they are without fear of making a mistake. Or making things even worse because you feel you must cover up an error to avoid punishment. White roses are perfect and lovely and innocent. Do not try to cover up anything within yourself that you feel is not right for fear of being punished or not presenting or behaving to expectation.
Hi, Tiffany.
Work for or being in a relationship with someone who is harsh on those who make mistakes, feeling forced to cover up errors to avoid punishment, fear of mistakes being discovered, hiding the evidence as the consequences are much harsher than the mistake, feeling that what you need to do to stay safe is no longer reasonable.
Hi guys. Usually we do coffee talks on Mondays. But it looks like if people want to make a donation, hey, we'll pull some cards.
Well, yeah, Kev just
yeah, he pinned us.
Kev just pinned us.
Kevin just told on us.
Kevin just sent us in the other direction.
Look,
damn those red roses, Kevin. He really wants to go to Alaska, I guess.
You guys, I'm sitting here looking at
all those questions about whether they're dating the right person or...
If you have the question, that should tell you something. I mean, it should, but...
The right person is going to feel like home. They're going to calm all the anxieties that you have. If you get more anxieties, they're probably a karmic relationship.
Okay. No, we'll if people want to make donations, we'll pull a few cards for them.
Right? And a karmic relationship is something that either you're supposed to teach the other person or the other person is to teach you. Okay, karmic relationships can have a tendency to be pretty painful.
Tendency to be pretty, dark night of soul shit.
Yup.
Okay. No, that's cool. Alright, so what do we want to talk about tonight? Does anybody have any questions about being psychic or what?
Spiritual journey.
The shit energy we went through last month.
Man. The moon. Did y'all look at the moon on the 11/11 portal? Oh my gosh. No, you couldn't see it because it was a new moon.
I saw it like 2 days before and it was orange and it was a thumbnail and it came up right before the sun did.
Right.
It was gorgeous.
Yes.
It was gorgeous.
Welcome in, guys.
Welcome, guys. So, has anybody noticed anything really strange in the last few? Yeah, I know.
Has anybody noticed anything really strange? Really strange as in how? What?
Like in themselves. Have they noticed a change within themselves?
I don't know about anybody else, but I've noticed that Spirit is speaking much more loudly to me, much more clearly to me.
We're good. How are you?
Ron Weasley is here.
Ron Weasley?
What are you asking?
What?
Would Ad want to link on Saturday? Who's Ad?
AD.
And where is Hermione at?
What would Hermione be saying about you?
Right? Oh.
Read it, we feel it. Thanks, Kevin. Rhonda crying. Actually, Monday night we usually do coffee talks.
Right.
Which is basically we touch base with people and their energy and see if they have any questions about what's going on in the world.
Right.
Or within their spirit, if they're having problems like processing.
Yeah, it's kind of a meet and greet. Let's talk.
Yeah.
Let's get to know each other, guys. Coffee.
And really,
I mean,
you guys should not open your energy to just anyone. Just so you know. But we're doing great.
Yes.
And we're hoping everybody else is too.
Right. And Ron, are you still here?
Yeah. Illinois. You're drinking sage tea? Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. Have you ever tried rosemary tea? Do a sprig of rosemary and a couple cloves in the morning in some hot water. Oh, yeah.
Okay, Ron. While I was giving you crap,
Hi,
I did have 2
Barbara.
cards fall out. I had to pick them up. If you're interested, it was the Lover
It's really
and the Eight of Swords. Get out of your head. And
Ron, what you got on your mind, honey?
right. Well, with the Lovers showing up, this is a soulmate. Okay, so get out of your head. Realize that you're making your own bondages by being in your head and worrying about.
Is somebody worried
AD.
about somebody
But I'm
being...
still telling Hermione.
Is somebody worried about somebody being pregnant?
Oh, shit.
Getting
well, let's get... I did not
like,
put my waders on.
Man.
I thought we were going to be lighthearted tonight.
We are.
That shit got deep quick.
They don't want to talk. They want tarot. They don't care who we are.
YouTube. Holy smokes, my messages are not scrolling.
Okay. Alright.
Mountain Moon Gypsy. Stage T, yes. And I agree. Okay.
Yeah, rosemary and clove tea in the morning.
Oh, look.
Oh my god.
Yena's here.
Hi, Yee.
Oh. Heidi.
Alright.
If he's not giving you his full attention, then yes.
Mountain and sage. I got the shadow work going on here. Are you doing some shadow work right now? Because I think we're all doing a little bit of it. And if you are, congratulations.
Yes. Keep your chin up. It's rough.
Yes. Well, it can be. It can be really easy, too, though.
Mountain. Are you talking to Mountain Moon Gypsy?
Yeah, Mountain Moon Gypsy, you. Are you doing some shadow work?
Is reading tarot a gift, or is it something you can learn?
Anybody can learn it, and we all have gifts, Ron.
Yes.
All right? We're all connected.
Yes.
Are you doing some shadow work?
Mountain Moon Gypsy.
Mountain Moon Gypsy, are you doing some shadow work? Or do you make others do shadow work?
Oh.
Yes. In other words, going within, looking at yourself, seeing what works and what doesn't, changing your mind maybe about the way you do things, or what you accept from others. That kind of shadow work.
Yes.
Yes. Well, Spirit's saying you're doing a really good job because I got the 9 of Cups here. So you're about to get a wish.
Hey, Ashley.
Congratulations.
Welcome in, guys. Welcome in.
All right, what else we got? Yes, we all have gifts. We are all born fully packed. Okay? Everybody that you see and you think, oh, that's amazing. Do you know why you can recognize that amazing?
Because you got it within yourself.
Because it exists in you.
Yes.
If it didn't exist in you, you wouldn't be able to recognize it, sweetheart. True story. You'd be like, what the?
Mm-hmm.
You know. True story.
Guys, thanks for following.
Yes, thank you so much.
Subscribe.
All right.
Right now it's 2:09. We got 5 subscribers.
Yes.
And those 5 subscribers are all going to get a free
6-month forecast with me. Yes. Anybody who subscribes, probably up to 10.
Yep.
All right. Hi, Hannah. Hi, Angela. Welcome, guys. Okay. Yeah, shadow work is kind of like facing your demons and dealing with them, or facing with how you deal with other people's demons, which, me, I don't deal with them.
Kevin wants to know, is that what that video was earlier, the one you tagged me in?
What video?
I don't know.
I don't remember. No, that wasn't a video. That was a post. That was me saying hi. We're going to be in a coffee talk at 9 p.m.
On TikTok?
Yeah, that was just a post. You silly ass. You guys meet our moderator, Kev, which he pinned a post earlier. We're doing a donation drive. If you donate to... Woman, no, it was.
Yes.
No, because it was just a picture that they add freaking music to. But what if?
Kev, you can go ahead and pin that comment.
Go ahead and pin
again.
that post.
Guys, we're not doing free yes or no questions tonight, but if you guys would like us to throw some cards for you, we are accepting donations in order to send Kevin to Hollywood for season 26 of Big Brother.
Yes, yes. And we're accepting donations at
Thank you,
Dusk to
Miss.
Dawn, just to pay bills.
Right.
Guys, somebody here is getting some good karma coming, and it's coming in quick, so I don't know if anybody is expecting a payout through the justice system or some kind of there's some kind of happy ending with his 10 of cups here.
Nice.
And it's coming quick, so there's some kind of judgment, because for ending a cycle with the world, justice, 10 of cups.
Needed justice. Well, there you go, Miss.
Well, there you
Claim
go.
that.
Claim that shit. Maybe
Hey,
that's
Kevin, you didn't
exactly
get the
who it's
timer
for.
off.
If it spoke to you, it's yours, miss.
Right.
So that's all I'm doing. I'm just sitting here and nobody wants to talk, so I'm gonna throw some cards and
Who
see.
has mystical questions?
Yes, mystical, magical, energetic. See, the truth is everything is energy. Everything.
Yes.
And once you understand it, there's nothing you can't accomplish.
How many people in here have gifted children?
Oh my God, a lot of them. Everybody's gifted. I mean, everybody's gifted. It's just being able to see it.
You're right. Well, my tiny terrorist, I say that with love because toddlers can
He's a
be
tiny
little
terrorist.
can be little terrorists. But my tiny
Yes.
terrorist this weekend came to me for the first time with, Nana, there's ghosts in my room.
Well, what'd you do with it, miss? Did you put it up on a shelf or used to? If you used to, you still do.
Yep.
Sorry, go ahead.
So anyway, he came to me and explained to me that he had ghosts in his room. And we had to have a whole conversation about how he's stronger than the ghosts are and that he can tell them to go away and they have to leave.
That's a good question, Mountain Moon Gypsy. Hold on, I got you. Go ahead.
Go ahead. What's your question?
Why do I see witches in my dreams? Okay.
Ooh.
There's many reasons. Your dreams come from your subconscious, which is your non-conscious mind. It's basically what drives you.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of witches are you seeing in your dream? Are you fighting them? Are they fighting you? Are they
trying to talk to you?
Are they like helping you? What kind of witches?
See, miss, that's the thing. When you don't use your gifts, they go dormant. And then you have to work twice as hard to get them to come back out.
Because there's many reasons why things will come through in a dream. Number one, it'll be a message, but usually if it's a message, it'll be very vivid. I mean, the atmosphere in itself is very, very vivid.
Either that or very cryptic.
And that could be that I don't believe in past lives because all energy exists on the same plane at the same time, just in different realms.
Okay. She said they're just around her. So I have a couple of questions. Are you... I'm feeling kind of like you're like Appalachian. You tend to do a lot of herbal things, possibly canning, tend to use more old-time remedies for things. Because depending on how your family has passed things down, might actually be the way that you're seeing your ancestors. And it's not, that's not as a bad thing. I had a significant other at one time tell me that I was a witch. And I told him if I was a witch, then I was going to be a kitchen witch, because everything that I made was made with love, and it was made with healing properties. He looked at me, put his head down, and went in the other room. That was the last conversation we had about witches.
But so, there's many reasons why you could be having dreams about witches being around you. Number one, you could be magical as fuck, which is what I'm feeling, but there's other reasons too, and there's other realms, other dimensions that are going on at the same time that your subconscious is consciously part of. So you can call it a past life, you could call it whatever, of course.
Of course you are.
Call it whatever you want to, but it's all... Oh, I fly in my dreams. I've actually gotten shot at. It's like half the people wanted to really worship like like I was some kind of goddess or something, and the other tried to kill me, so it was quite interesting. I just laughed and floated away. But, yes, magical. And we all have a type of divine magic that exists within our innocence. That's why I believe there's one sin, and that's making a victim. All right? Don't make a victim. Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, don't make a victim. Especially of the innocence. Because that innocence is where all divine magic comes from. And divine magic is magic you don't have to sit around and do spells and all that. You just don't. Alright? It just happens. When you're magical, magic happens. When you understand you're magical, you don't have to do magic, magic does you.
Does bad vibes go back to the person? Well, you can send them back, or you can transmute them. I mean, that's kind of up to you, whether you...
It depends on what you decide to do with it. Like, a lot of people accept the bad vibes, and they take it as part of them. We don't want to do that. If you can transmute them, great, but that takes a certain level of... takes a certain vibration to be able to take something, depending on what energy it is, and transmute it into what I call a divine outcome, which is everybody wins. So yeah, it depends on what you're dealing with. You can send it back to them, but it's up to you. It's your energy. What you accept and what you do not accept is up to you, and what happens to it after that, also up to you. You can either send it back, or you can put it in a bubble and let the universe handle it.
Or you can put it in the earth and in grounding and...
That's part... Yes, you can do that too. But... the thing about putting it in the earth, though, is that's still the physical realm.
Yeah.
So I don't like to, if I'm going to do something with it, I want it to go away. So I'll either give it to the messenger realm and let them decide who to smack with it.
Smack, smack, smack. See, my idea...
Or if you piss me off enough, I'll send it right back to you tenfold.
Yes,
you know?
And the reason why I take it, it's because I tend to take things within myself. I tend to take things to my heart.
Not me.
So, a lot of what I do is I spend a lot of time, not nearly as much as I should, but I spend time barefoot outside to pull that negative energy out of me. But I kind of look at myself as a little bit of a, I don't want to say conductor because it's not a conductor. Like,
Sponge?
they spit that shit at me and I take it in and then I process it and decide, no, that's not correct. And I go outside with my bare feet in the ground and let that energy go. And I've got the sun coming in and the energy going out. It changes the energy around, and then the next time that I come into some type of contact with them,
welcome,
it's changed the way that we interact. Like, I don't know. I tend to take a whole lot of...
I have a few. It means you're doing something right.
Right? Yeah. But you don't worry about the haters, because haters 9 out of 10 is something that they see in you that they wish that they had. And it's jealousy 9 out of 10 times.
Yep. Unless you're just ornery.
Oh, well, that's because you have something she wants. Did I say that out? I have no filter tonight, guys. Sorry.
It's okay. One of these days we aren't going to need filters because we're all going to be able to be real. And then that's when accountability happens.
Yeah, well, there'll be no love if you have something that she wants. Welcome in, user.
Welcome, user.
Yeah, well, there's a whole lot of numbers there.
Yeah. That could be early.
I don't think it is.
Hello, Jasmine. Welcome, everybody.
What's wrong, Ida? We're just welcoming in people, and some people don't have names. They are user, number, etc., etc., etc. And that was the one that I looked down and saw. Message privately?
Yes.
Oh, that's perfect. I mean, yeah. Message.
Yeah. Go ahead, miss.
Yep. Facebook. We've got like co-creation station. We've got the merging of Authentically Alice and Dusk to Dawn.
It depends on how you look at it.
We've got Authentically Alice. We've got Dusk to Dawn tarot readings and more.
Oh, yeah.
Lost it.
We were welcoming people, and it said user number 25,226,492 whatever.
Right.
Anyway, Mountain Moon Gypsy, don't say that. You are special, and here's the thing, okay? You guys, if you understand,
Amy.
if you understand, if you could just see yourself through the eyes of spirit, you would see how very special you actually are. Mm-hmm. We are all immensely, immensely important and special. Okay? So don't think that you're nothing special, because we are. We all are in our own right. Okay? We were created for a specific purpose to come here and bring a certain energy to this time. And guess what? Only you can do it.
Yep.
And that makes you very special.
Yep.
And I'm so happy you showed up. Thank you for coming.
I'm happy too. I'm happy too. We like conversations.
Yes.
And, you know, we're not opposed to learning if y'all have different information.
I see shadows all the time. Shadows are just another messenger realm.
Yep, I see shadows now.
Yeah. None of that really, I mean, I had to get over that pretty quickly when I was young. She's close to this woman. Well,
okay, whoever is dealing with backbiting and mental tomfoolery, things are getting ready to shift, because we got the Six of Wands, which is a victory. So things are getting ready to shift on that.
You see Dawn? Let's talk later.
Okay, depending on what time we get done. Yeah, might be tomorrow.
Hi, Faithfulness. Welcome. Hi, Sama Marie. Welcome. Good night, Yee. You see right through people. I feel right through people when I'm supposed to. As a matter of fact, we had a talk about that like not too long ago, about, you know, a lot of empaths and psychics that get messed up with narcissists are like kicking themselves. You know, I could always see this. Why couldn't I see it? Well, because you're not supposed to. Because if you did, then that narcissist would never understand what real love is.
See, here's the problem that I have, okay? I see people in their fully healed form.
Right, because we're
and then
not supposed to see the other.
And then they reject the fully healed form that I'm trying to show them of themselves. And that's where the problems come in. I actually had a person tell me they wanted me to be their healer before I knew anything about my own gifts. They told me they wanted me to be their healer. And then proceeded to drag me through the depths of hell and back, telling me that I was no such anything of a beginning of a healer. But it wasn't me that was the problem. Now, granted, I wasn't fully healed, and I had to go through that in order to thoroughly begin my healing journey, and I can't say that I'm fully healed now. But I'm much more aware of things and whatnot. I don't know if that
I don't
makes
think
sense.
any of us can claim being fully healed, because every day there's a new challenge. I mean, energy is flowing, and the way things are going in the world today, and the way we have trained ourselves to be, you know, not understanding our emotions, being told lies about our emotions, how we should handle them, so I can't say that at this time, until we learn to learn from love
Okay, miss, we'll be here. If we're not here, we're on YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah, we're on YouTube on Saturday nights doing full readings and Wednesday nights. Mm-hmm. So, that's our journey, is to get back to that innocence. And as a child, we can learn from love. Easier than we do from pain. But once we get older and our parents teach us how to be, we kind of have to learn from pain instead of love. We lose that gift with the innocence. This is why innocence is so freaking important. Alright? So if you work from that innocent self within you, magic happens.
Yes.
That's the best way I can put it. And people aren't going to like it. So even though they aren't going to like it, magic is still happening. And that's the hard part about being authentic.
I like when magic happens.
Is people will not understand it at first because it's totally, I mean, the world is backwards. So if you have haters and you're being called crazy, just know you're doing something right. Okay? Because the world is so backwards to have, you know, a mass call you crazy or backwards or whatever. It's a compliment. Okay? It's just a fucking compliment.
Let's talk about those masks for a minute, because I think that
those masks.
The biggest mask is the makeup that we put on. We put it on because we have to look a certain way. We have to act a certain way, even though it goes against what we feel in our heart or whatever. So we put the makeup on. We do the eyeliner and the fake eyelashes and the fake lips and the fake nails and whatnot, as all as a societal norm in order to be able to fit in. But it also kind of changes how we act. We hide behind that mask to go out and face the day. And I'm not saying anything against anybody who does wear makeup by any means, because I'll be the first to be like, hey, I really like your makeup. But I just associate the makeup with putting that mask on in order to be able to go out into society and fit in. And I love the fact that you guys are saying that you don't wear makeup. Because funny thing is, it used to be a crime. That was considered witchcraft to wear makeup because it put men into a trance. And you could actually be fined and arrested for wearing makeup.
What?
Yep.
Where? Oh. Really?
Way back in the day, when lipstick and makeup was considered witchcraft. Because it put men in trances and they couldn't control themselves like they can control themselves
today. Not.
Anyway. But if you look at all of the things that go on in order that we can fit in and act how society wants us to, there's like the butt implants and the boob implants, and you have to do this and you have to do that, and
not me.
Yeah, not me either.
No, I was just born a Barbie doll. Mm-hmm. Not that I liked it. So, that would be my story. Like, everybody's wanting to be that, and it's like, that ain't no... If that's all you want to be, go right ahead.
Shit, the plastic surgeons are making a fortune on it.
That's good. I don't wear a mask either.
But that's the societal norms to be able to fit into society. The masks that we wear. That's one of the masks that we wear, is the makeup and the getting the plastic surgery and whatnot.
Well, I wear makeup if we're going to a show and doing, like,
see,
things.
and then there's different ways to wear makeup. Like when I was learning how to put makeup on, it was very much instilled into me that makeup is to enhance your natural features, and now it is used to create your features. You contour and whatnot to change completely how you look. Like you can put makeup on and take a picture.
That's so not fair.
And it's not even anything close.
I
to
actually feel
resembling what
sorry
you
for
actually
men
look
today in that way. I do. I feel sorry for men today in
like
that
Dolly.
way.
Dolly, yes,
Yeah,
Dolly,
like Dolly.
Dolly Parton. Yes, she.
Well, a lot of people, but you know what? Dolly is like, yeah, she admits it. Yeah, she did it, and yeah, she did a lot of things, but
Yeah, Dolly admits every bit of it, and she'll tell you she's been under the knife multiple times. But then there's people that have been under the knife that will tell you they've never had a plastic surgery a day in their life. They never even got Botox on their lips.
But here's the thing, though. You know, Dolly was, I mean, she did it to sell out. You know, basically, she wanted the money, honey. And that's exactly what she got. So.
Yep. But she's also kept her dignity in all of it. I mean,
That girl, are you kidding me? What stories are you reading? She was wild and crazy.
she was, but she also kept her personal life personal.
That's why we knew she's wild and crazy.
Well, she was one of the few that didn't get divorced.
Well, no, because cha-ching. Would you divorce Dolly Parton?
I would never marry Dolly Parton.
I know, right? That's me too.
Dolly Parton is totally not my type.
She is beautiful.
If you see her pics from the early days, she was beautiful. She was, and she still is.
She still is.
And she's 76 now?
She is literally a Barbie doll by now. She's probably mostly plastic.
Maybe. She might have some silicone in there too.
She might. Yeah. She might.
Oh.
All right.
Go. Good night, Ida.
Good night, Ida.
How did we get to Dolly Parton?
It was Amy's fault.
We were talking about masks.
Masks.
That would be, yeah, I can see. Okay, I got the correlation now.
Yeah, who doesn't?
But then we got like
that's
Nicki
what I said.
Minaj and Cardi B, and you know, it's like in order to be in the public eye, you have to disfigure yourself. You're taught, you know, consistently we're taught that what we look like naturally is never enough. And you can't, I mean, I can't say as I blame those ladies for making the choices that they made and whatnot. I'm just saying that it's sad, the masks that society tells us that we should put on in order to be able to go in public. And shadow work is taking those masks off and actually looking at ourselves and looking at why society says that we have to put those masks on.
And we're actually looking at the beauty of the mistakes from a bigger picture. I mean, if you were not meant to make mistakes, you would not have. It's just the top and the bottom of it. Sometimes we make mistakes not just for us to learn,
but for society to learn.
Other people as well.
So,
you know, sometimes it's not just about us. It's not just about you, boo. This is like co-creation, and we have to learn to be responsible. And to be responsible, we have to be able to see the bigger picture, which is bigger than...
And in talking about that, while I was shuffling my cards, I just got the Chariot, the Two of Pentacles, and the Ten of Swords. Talk about confirmation that things are getting ready to change. The Chariot is fast-moving energy. The Two of Pentacles is about balancing and what is your idea of abundance and evening things out, like work and family and whatnot. And then the Ten of Swords is, it's ending cycles of that head energy, the thought process, the way that we're taught to think.
The mind fuckery?
Yes. So things are shifting, and I got a feeling that a lot more masks are going to be coming off.
Masks suck.
They do. The only thing they're good for is Halloween.
And Mountain Moon Gypsy, you are not the only one with that. I keep telling everybody this model was born in 67, and even though her chassis is good and her engine runs, there's a little leak in the radiator once in a while, you know, can't help it. It's like,
how the hell did we get there? Exactly, Kev. Exactly. I don't know where that one came from. That one was completely in left field.
Mountain Moon Gypsy. The way you said what? Oh, the way we said what?
I don't know.
There's no telling. Yeah, we're funny. You guys, I have this alter ego I call Captain Obvious.
I had a hysterectomy and doctor removed scar tissue. Oh, I'm so sorry. Man, those hysterectomies, they ain't nothing to play with.
And it's a strange mix between George Carlin and Irma Bombeck.
Mountain Moon, I am not going to confirm or deny this, but I am going to tell you to look into castor oil packs. Okay? Do some research on it. That's all I'm going to say. Alright, go ahead. I need coffee. Do you need coffee refill?
Yes!
You need coffee refill? Fantastic. I think I'm going to grab some Oreos, too. Oreos, Kevin. Oreos. You get none.
Oh.
Ice cold, nice hot coffee and an Oreo cookie.
They forever go together. They're a classic combination. Because I've been doing that since I was 13. Welcome, everybody. We are having coffee talks about spiritual things like tarot and mysticism and, well, we haven't really gotten around to faith yet, but perspective and, oh, okay, Kev, now we're going to send you to Russia. Yeah. I am blessed. Welcome. You made homemade peanut butter cookies. Oh. Yes. You make me... Okay, I gotta make Christmas cookies this year. I just gotta. So, what do you guys want to talk about? We talked about leaky bladders. And big changes. Awesome. Awesome. I love baking. I do. As a matter of fact, I had a bakery once. And then I moved. Yes. Welcome, everybody. If anybody has any questions about psychic stuff, we also talked about how everybody is psychic, everybody has gifts, everybody is just as amazing as you see others, because quite honestly, you wouldn't be able to recognize it if it didn't exist in you. So, we all have gifts, and it's my dream that you guys understand yours and you stand in your power and you learn to trust yourself and spirit first, so you don't need people like me, because you are people like me. It's that would be wonderful, because quite honestly, I get so tired of seeing all these psychics taking advantage of people's pain, literally, like playing with people's hearts. Yes, Amy, you should always trust yourself more. If it doesn't feel right, it's not for you. But do you know how many times that we've been reading and like 5 different people say, are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Oh, you're a mental health social worker? Mm. Yeah, I have a little issue with some of the psychology methods too these days. There's actually one guy that I'm really, because the problem with psychologists is they don't allow for healthy emotion now without it being some kind of trauma. Everything is a trauma. Everybody's traumatized. And I think that's actually traumatizing people. Honestly.
And we are traumatized because we're told that our emotions are not, they're not logical emotions to be having for whatever they've gone through.
So when I get pissed off, everybody says, oh, that's trauma response. It's like, no, I have every right to be pissed off. Any human being would be pissed off in this situation. And it is me reacting to a situation right here, right now. Exactly. But see, people don't understand emotions. That's the problem. People use them as a freaking excuse. Yeah, I mean, they're supposed to be guideposts, not stop signs. And once you understand emotions, they'll propel you instead of stop you. It's amazing. That's not very nice, Kevin. So, a lot of people talk about, yes, they are. And when we understand them and don't, like, we've been taught to be defensive at anger, but people don't understand that anger is actually another expression of love. And people argue with me on this. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, my ass, it's not. Because if you didn't have some kind of love, you wouldn't care to be angry. So we've learned as society, when somebody comes at you angry, not to understand and become defensive, instead of understanding that anger is another kind of expression of love under certain circumstances, because it could also be an expression of them wanting to love themselves and can't as well, but it's still another expression of love. It's just unrequited, because anger can also come from that. But 9 out of 10 times it's, the hurt from the love. I mean, we have not learned to understand pain exactly either. I bet they were, Kevin. These aren't the same as when I was a kid.
Of course not. But they are vegan.
Weren't they vegan before?
Mm-hmm.
That vegan wasn't a trend before. Yeah, walk away is big. We have this problem because all these ties that we mentally have, like family and blah, blah. Yeah, I don't know. There's a million of them.
Because little girls are taught that when a boy says they like them, they do it by pulling their hair and kicking them and being mean to them.
Yeah, but
and
that's what they
instead
do.
of teaching our little boys to be nice and be responsible for their own bodies and the way that they display what they like, etc., we teach our little girls to accept that shitty behavior. So when we grow up and we're trying to have solid, healthy relationships,
Ain't happening.
right? It starts somewhere. It starts with teaching your children to not accept that shit.
Okay, we could learn a lot from our children. I say that. I've been saying this for years. Years and years.
Yes, learned victimization.
Fuck that shit. I'm not a good victim. Awesome, Kev, I can't either. I never have been. To the point, I'll pick up a goddamn 2x4.
Right, well,
No.
and then, see, but there's enough women that have had enough of the shit that are actually teaching their daughters to defend themselves and to teach boys that, no, you can't treat me like that. And the girls are getting called into the office and they're trying
not
to
just
suspend
boys and
them
girls,
and
how
whatnot.
about women too? The same thing with catty women with each other. And women
Right.
should be backing each other up. And they're out there competing and not. Dude, okay, I'm going to talk to some of you women. Because if a man has a woman at his side, that should be off limits. Alright? Because you don't want to disrespect it. You want him to finish his shit before he... No. Because you're disrespecting me as another woman every time a man thinks that he can treat me like that because of you. Huh.
Yes, Amy.
So, everybody says, oh, don't disrespect this, don't disrespect me. All right? I expect something better from my gender than to be disrespected in that way. So, you women out there, just take it from me. If you don't want that karma. That shit's real. Same thing with these love spells. Are you freaking high?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And the whole thing with a guy, with taking somebody's guy or girl, the way that you got them is the same way that you'll lose them.
Mm-hmm.
Because they didn't have any consequences. They didn't have any consequences. They just jumped from one to the next, to the next, to the next.
But you did because you let them.
Mm-hmm.
So, we gotta make some big changes and quit accepting this kind of behavior. Because right now there is no accountability. Hello,
I'm sorry,
Steph.
I had cookie. I couldn't speak.
We had to have dessert. I actually haven't even had dinner yet.
Give me my Oreos back.
Blech.
Oh. The audacity. The audacity.
Well, or you can wait a couple days. Oh, the stuff you have to put up with.
I know, right?
I'm bad, guys. I really am. Oh, thank you, Steph.
Between her and my mom and the tiny terrorist.
It's 10 o'clock.
Trying to change the subject?
And all's well. Oh, shit. Here we go. No, go ahead. She's got a hard time. Like, she never gives it, though, right? Like, she's little Miss...
breaks.
Like, she's little Miss Innocent.
Breaks. I am. You see my halo right here?
Yeah, the horns holding up the freaking... No. We're half and half.
Well, thank you, Steffa.
Yes, thank you.
And sorry, guys, we're not paying attention to the gifts that you guys are giving. We do very much appreciate them.
Yes.
Very much so. But we're having conversation and trying to read the comments, and we're both wearing
Thanks,
glasses, so don't take it personal that we don't necessarily acknowledge that you guys are sending
Hi,
gifts.
CJ. Welcome. Oh,
Thank you, Steffa.
gee. Yeah. We hear that a lot.
Yep.
I don't know what kind of... I think the vibes is just different, you know, where it's like be the change and we're different.
Well, I think the universal thing that we hear the most is it's like we're sitting down at the dinner table or at the
With
table
Mom and Dad.
or Grandma and Grandpa.
And it's like, your grandpa. No.
Okay, Mom.
No, it should be Grandma and Grandma.
Because I'm the Nana.
You the Nana, alright.
I'm the Nana.
Oh, man. Why do I have labels? Why can't we just be crones? We're just crones.
What'd you just call me?
Crone.
She just called me old, guys. And that is exactly why I would not take on the name Grandma. And it had
I
to be
did
the
not
Nana.
call you old.
That's what I heard.
Okay, crone has...
That's
well,
what I heard. I heard. She just called me old.
yeah. Oh, it's true, Kevin said. Fine. I'm a crone. But crones are wise.
Crones are the embodiment of the maiden, the mother, and the crone. So, yes, they are wise. Welcome in, guys.
You're gonna hide now, Kev.
You just make sure you keep that post pinned every 59 seconds, sir.
Every 59 seconds, yes.
Thank you, Steffa.
But I believe that age is a mindset.
It is.
Literally a mindset. Do you know that every, 7 years, everything in your body?
New body.
You have a completely new body. And I believe that what remakes it is what we believe. I mean, we know time per se passes and that we're supposed to do this, but what if we didn't know that there was such a thing as time? And
see, we had that conversation the other day.
Oh, we
Alice,
did.
with birthdays and whatnot. In biblical times, people lived for thousands of years. 999 years, 820 years.
35,000 years was Gilgamesh's reign, or 25,000 years,
Right.
or some stupid shit like that.
But what changed?
Assassin.
The concept of time.
No.
Punching a time clock.
Okay,
Daylight savings time.
that was human 1.0 though, and since then we've had 6 cycles, or 5 cycles of the Earth, and going back to human 1, or whatever you want to call it.
So
Yeah, going back to the...
Let's sing happy birthday and being another year older, and yeah.
But see, that's a ripoff anyway. It's like, oh, who said that you get 1 day a year that you get to be celebrated? And I'm like, fuck that. Why can't we be celebrated
Every day.
every day?
Every day.
I mean, why can't we celebrate each other
Every day.
day?
Every day. Every day.
You know, why do we have to have this mindset that you only get 1 day? That's such a bitch move. Sorry. But it is.
You're absolutely right, V.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely right.
Yeah. So there's a lot of bitch moves that I would like to see unbitchified. And I believe I'm the bitch to do it.
Hi, Mary.
So, hi, Jelly's Ink and Art Company. I'd say that's tattoo.
Definitely in the mindset, and that's what we're trying to do, is change that mindset.
Yes.
Change that mindset.
Yes, yes. Change a lot of mindset. And just, sorry, Brian, but I don't know who you are, and I don't go live with people I don't know. Sorry, I did that once. I actually hit the wrong button, and next thing I know, I was arguing with a Muslim, and that ain't happening. So,
sorry.
I made him want to run and get his iman.
Sorry, that's not funny.
Yeah. So,
guys, I laugh because Alice and I lived together about 10 years ago, and I would come home from work, and she would tell me about the conversations
nursing
she had
home.
as she was learning how to, or she was studying the Quran, okay, because she had gotten
Somehow
a message. Well, you had gotten a message from Spirit that said you weren't supposed to deny any friend requests on Facebook, and you ended up with a bunch of
That was Facebook's
people.
fault.
A bunch
Come to
of
find
foreign
out.
people, and they started talking religion to her, and Americans aren't necessarily thought of
As intelligent.
as wholesome
And
people.
intelligent.
And they started throwing things from the Quran at her, and Alice decided that she needed to read it. And I would come home from work, and we would have all these conversations about the things that she found in the Quran that did not set right with her at all. And, yeah.
So,
Kevin, you know I'm a moderator too, right?
So, anyway, to each their own. It didn't work for me. I was supposed to see it though, obviously. But I had heard conflicting stories, and
then she started tearing the Quran apart and using their own Bible against them. And yeah, I would come home to her in heated conversations with people, and then she would come out and she would look at me. She would come out of her room and she would look at me and she would be like,
okay.
Ah! And I would be like, I'm sorry. Would you care to fill me in on things? Because I'm a little lost.
First of all, Ron, if you feel like it's negative reading, just don't accept it.
Right? Don't take it if it doesn't resonate with you.
If it doesn't resonate with your intuition, just fuck it. That's how you deal with it. You just say fuck it. That doesn't feel right.
And any tarot reader who says that you need to have them cast spells, or that you need to pay such and such amount of money for them to be able to clear the energy or whatever. We all have this ability within ourselves, and somebody who would charge you
to do what you can do, to
yes.
understand once you understand yourself, all that shit would be, it's laughable. It's a lot of things. Everybody, I'm afraid of ghosts. You shouldn't be afraid of ghosts, all right? You should be afraid of the ghost sitting inside the meat suit, sitting right next to you, more than you should about ghosts. Unless you feed them. Yeah, you should worry.
Looks like it. I just went and got you coffee. I feed you, damn it.
Yeah, okay. You don't have to worry today.
Oh, okay. So, but anyway, if somebody tells you that they're that you need to pay them more money so that they can fix something, then that's your first sign that you should not pay attention.
Mary, you're the one that got the candle, right? Because I need you to do me a favor and send me your address. Please.
Not on the live, though.
Not on the live. Send it in a private message. Okay. Thank you.
And we're going to have to figure out.
Yeah, because I got TikTok's giving me a problem, and I'm got to get some paperwork done. And
welcome.
Yeah,
in,
I'm not quite exactly. You're the first order. It's 10:10. You're the first order, so I'm not quite sure how the system works yet. Yes. So you
got to figure it out.
I just want to get it out to you, and I will take care of the back end.
Yep.
Okay? Yeah, I'll take care of the back end. Because I don't want you waiting on the yumminess. That's right. For sure. We got a blue one going somewhere. You know we do. Oh, yeah, we just started it up here.
Yes.
But, aw, thank you. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, thank you. So, one of the things that I always say, and it's true, and everybody says, oh, that's so egotistical. I would love you guys to understand that wherever you walk, you're standing on holy ground. All right? Yes. And you need to understand it because you're standing on it. That's how important you are to spirit. True story. Alright, if you don't know that, that means that there's something in your life that's not aligned. There's something in your life, a lower vibration or a different vibration that you are answering to that is not meant to be part of you. This will make you feel unworthy. It will make you have a conviction. If you have a conviction, it will become a blockage. And we all know that if we're doing stuff that's hurting society as a whole, when you look at the big picture, that we probably shouldn't be doing it. And it will make you not feel that divine entity that you actually are. So, I always say, if you're doing something that makes you feel that way, quit it. It's that simple.
So,
lying, cheating, stealing, you know, lusting. Do you know, actually, that desire is a lower vibration than anger? Yet, everybody hates anger, but they love that desire to the point that our children are getting cut up and pieces thrown into scrap buckets. Forever changed.
So
I'm pretty sure that I'll go with my anger on that one, because it's a hell of a lot higher than what you're calling love. That's almost like blasphemy. I mean, that's kind of twisted and humpback and yeah. So, going back to, I haven't either. I mean, it's not that. I'm not even focused, really. I see everybody wants to know what this person's doing, what that person's doing, what that. I wish people would refocus and worry about what they're doing. Worry about spirit first, what you're doing second, and what you're going to do with what spirit gave you third. Once you put spirit first, everything else
starts to flow.
Yes.
Yes. So I took my tiny terrorist out to sun gaze today.
Yes. Roland, what does it say? Yes. Take time to learn. Teach your children. Quiet time. Time to sit in silence. Time to, you know, teach them really young to have that 15, 20 minutes of meditation time.
Speaking of that, the other day, Alice and I were having a conversation.
Welcome, lady.
And my little tiny terrorist came in and sat down on the floor, and he looked at both of us, and he went Indian style, and he sat down.
Total lotus position.
Yes.
Total lotus
position. And I was like, rock on, and he said, thank you, Nana. And then he closed his eyes, and he settled in for a minute, and I was like, yes.
Of course, he knew exactly what was going to make us quit talking. And the child does what?
Yes. Lil Weezy just showed up.
Lil Weezy?
Welcome in, Lil Weezy.
Aw. Welcome, welcome. How do you get over the feeling of not feeling like you're enough? Well, that feeling of not being enough will actually drive us to not be enough. You realize that, right?
Well, it can.
Yeah, because it's self-sabotage.
But it actually can lead you to be an overachiever as well. Because that feeling of not being enough starts when you're a child, when you're told that it's not good enough, it's not good enough, it's not good enough.
It can. It can. Well, either way, it's self-sabotage.
Right.
Either way.
You see, here's the thing that's not fair. Okay? It's not fair, but it's fair, and it's something that we have to understand when we get on our healing journey. Okay? We didn't create all of the problems, but once we turn 18, it's our job to fix them within ourselves. So you are not going to be enough until you decide that you are enough, just as you are.
And you got two kinds of people out there. You got the ones that work strictly from the cerebral, which I would call more of the lower vibrational understanding that work mainly with common sense and empirical evidence. And then you got the ones with the heart and soul that work mainly from the heart and soul. So you have two minds out there, basically. And people are either going to be driven by darkness or driven to darkness, one or the other. So it's up to us to choose wisely. And the way that we're not driven to darkness is by understanding it and understanding that it's not really evil. It's part of the balance, because part of what we do is we see everything that isn't divine as evil. If it's dark, it's evil. Well, let me tell you something, okay? The darkness is where all the physical comes from. That emptiness that everybody thinks is empty, it ain't empty, all right? That's potential energy, and that's where all physical matter comes from, is the big empty spaces. But it needs the consciousness. Both of them are pure energy, pure eternal wisdom, okay? It's not evil, it's not good, it's just part of what is. And yet we run around learning to hate the truth of half of what we are, when we should be learning the message from it. And learning to bring it here to balance the natural energy, because nature is balance. You want a thriving nature. Balanced nature is a thriving nature. If it's imbalanced, guess what we have? This fucked up mess out here. And I don't care. Responsible co-creation starts with the smallest thing. And I'm talking about the amoebas on the anthills in Africa. How much time do we spend thinking about amoebas on anthills in Africa? None, right? Well, where would we be without the ants in Africa that those amoebas keep alive? Yet, we think so little of ourselves. We're much bigger. Much bigger than an amoeba. That amazing little amoeba that could upturn the whole life of the planet just like a bee, for fuck's sake. I mean, come on. Give yourself some credit. Understand yourself. Understand how amazing you are, how beautiful you are, how perfect you are, even in your imperfections. There's a reason for it.
You're welcome, Ron.
You're welcome, Ron. So you are enough.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing about things like this. Trauma. All this kind of thinking comes from trauma. And once we understand the truth of trauma and get a handle on it, I mean, if you're really accepting of it and you see it, the truth of it for what it is, it's not yours. It's not yours. That pain's not yours. The only reason you're still carrying it around is because you accepted somebody else's pain. That got it from somebody else. But see, that person, and it's not personal. If it wouldn't have been you, it would have been somebody else. Because what do we do with trauma? We take it and we blurt it all over the place. No, you didn't deserve it. No, you didn't ask for it.
And quite honestly, those traumas, here's the thing.
They're building blocks.
Well, they are. But see, the trauma happens to the first person. Okay?
This is how it's transferred.
They teach their children based on that trauma. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to use my family for this example. My grandfather almost drowned. He had 6 children. He refused to teach his children how to swim because he was scared of water. Okay? My parents, my mother and my aunts and uncle taught all of their children. That was the first thing they did, was give all of their children swimming lessons because it was something that they were not taught. They broke that cycle in 3 generations. It happened to my grandfather. His children were not allowed to go swimming. They made sure that all of their children were taught how to swim. So that trauma was broken in 3 generations. However, some traumas get the repercussions and get taught for so many generations that we don't even know what the original trauma was anymore. And your body, your DNA holds 14 generations of information. Trauma responses that you have no idea why you even have them, because they were taught and you don't even know what the trauma is anymore. So getting into clearing up traumas and dealing with traumas, it can be so far to the point that you don't even know what the trauma was that you're trying to overcome. And that is the self-sabotage that is passed down for generations. Okay? And sometimes it's hard to get past it. Sometimes, you know, you really have to, I don't even want to say go deep, because it's not always about going deep. It's about just letting things go that you can't control. You understand, sometimes it's just understanding where the disconnect is in order to kind of plug it back in. And when you plug it back in the whole situation with my grandfather almost drowning, when they plugged it back in, they stopped that trauma. They stopped that because they made sure that all their children knew how to swim. Okay? And then all of the grandchildren have taught their children how to swim as well. So it got broke, like I said, in 3 generations, but sometimes it gets to the point where we don't even know what the original trauma was.
Well, it doesn't matter. It wasn't yours.
Exactly.
And that's the only thing you have to understand. You didn't deserve it. It wasn't about you. Once you understand it wasn't about you and quit taking it personal and see it as it is, which is a bad, immature response to a stressful situation. Something triggered that person. But even as a kid, when I was a kid, when people did bad stuff to me, it wasn't like, I never took it on as my own. I never thought, well, what did I do to deserve this? Why me, blah, blah, blah. It was like, man, this person's fucked up. There is something wrong with this person to do this.
And they might not even know why they did it.
Yeah, they might not. But it doesn't matter as long as you have a handle on the fact that it really wasn't even about you. And if it wouldn't, because that's how they deal with their trauma and their pain, is they project it onto other people. And some people catch it and go, oh, mine. And it's like, no, just package that shit up and give it back.
Just let it go.
Yeah. It's not yours. It was never yours. It was never yours. And that's the thing about pain that people don't understand. It all comes from an outside source. We are not naturally in pain. Okay? If nobody else existed on this planet, you would be the happiest little thing that ever was. You'd have a connection with spirit and your angels and your guides, and the ghosts would be your best friend. You downloaded a shadow work journal. I had to make peace with the shadows kind of a while ago.
Do you know how many tools there are now because of people who have gone through things and they figured out what worked for them and decided to put it out there so that other people could try it and see if it worked?
You know what works for me? Faith. Understanding.
I keep telling you, Alice.
And that's just me.
You're not, yeah.
Faith in what I am and who I am and, you know, what we're all meant to be.
Alice spent a lot of time alone as a child. She didn't get disconnected from her connection with spirit. Okay? She didn't get religion beaten into her. She didn't get all of these things told, no, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong.
No, I got told that a lot, but it was just by jealous older brothers and sisters.
Okay, you know they don't count.
Yeah, they don't count. They still don't count.
So I keep telling her that even though she feels like she's cursed sometimes by having such a strong connection with spirit.
No, I don't feel cursed by spirit.
By society's standard of the disconnection, you have a very solid connection that people who are trying to find their way don't have it. Because we've been taught consistently that spirit is an entity outside of us that we are not worthy of. And that's not the case. Christ consciousness, if you break
it's in your heart
Bible,
chakra, guys.
Spirit is within you. Christ consciousness, Christ is within you.
Yep. Everything is within you. Okay. Everybody thinks we're this little speck of consciousness out there flying through the cosmos and the universe and whatever. Well, guess what? No. You are not a speck of consciousness flying through eternity, okay? You are a speck of consciousness in a fractal state that you would not believe, and eternity actually flows through you. Hey, 1618.
Oh, welcome in.
So here's the thing. You have access to all that knowledge, all within you. And I could tell you there's this thing called atomic memory, which if you want to break it down in quantum physics, the first rule of energy is every energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be, it only changes. All right? Once it's created, it cannot be uncreated. It only changes. That means that every bit of energy that is, was, or will ever be has already been since the beginning of time. Which means every single atom that ever was and is has been creating and being parts of things all throughout eternity. Now, I don't know about you, but, you know, eternity seems to be a fucking load long time. Just, I mean, trying to even fathom it blows my mind, so I don't think I need to do that, but here's the deal, okay? Every atom has a memory of everything it's been, like a 3D hologram. It can become anything it has been. Alright, so can you imagine what an atom has been through all of eternity? And all the memories it has? And you have how many of these little fuckers in your body? 3 trillion?
Couple. 1 or 2, maybe.
Damn, you're smart. And you don't even know it. But you don't need to know it. That's the thing. Everybody says, oh, if you knew everything, you know. It's not that you know everything. It's just that you have access to the Encyclopedia Eternia. You know, you trust yourself. You understand energy and what it tells you. You feel it. You smell it. You see it. You taste it if you have to. But you pay attention. And the truth is simple. People are fucking complicated. And if it's complicated, it's ego. But truth is simple.
That right there, that whole ego thing. Ego is not your friend.
Well,
toxic
okay.
Ego is your defense mechanism, okay? Ego is your defense mechanism, okay? So the things that the survival skills that you learn as a child in your toxic household, okay, in your toxic environment where you grew up, that ego teaches you how to survive in that space. And as you grow and your environment changes, you have to learn where to allow your ego to change and where to allow your ego to exert itself, okay? And it's all in the mind. But as we get older, our ego actually becomes extremely detrimental to us, because as you have new ideas and whatnot, that little voice in your head that says, you're not good enough, you're not good enough,
that's been trained by sources outside of yourself.
You missed that part of the conversation. You were outside. You talk yourself out of things that would allow you growth. So your ego puts you into a little box. Okay? And in order to get anywhere in life, you have to break yourself out of all of those defense mechanisms that you were taught as a child that taught you how to survive in that environment. Because as you grow, your environment changes. And it gives you the ability to spread your wings and actually grow and become. But a lot of times we self-sabotage because we listen to our ego instead of the little idea that says you should start your own business, or you should ask that person out.
You should be a creator.
You should, yes.
So you should take what's inside you and let it create your environment instead of letting your environment create you.
Yes.
Oh, hey.
I just watched a video on who was it? Because I showed the video to you. NASA. NASA was looking for, they were looking for geniuses, because they wanted more people, more highly intelligent people in the space field. Okay, so they went to a school, and they tested 5-year-olds. Now, what makes a genius is your problem-solving abilities. Okay, so they went to these 5-year-olds, and like 98% of 5-year-olds are geniuses. Okay, and then they went back at 6th grade. They went back at like 6th grade, and the number had dropped to like a quarter of the same kids were still at genius level. By the time they got to high school, by the time they got to high school, the same kids, there was only like 10% that were genius level, that still had problem-solving skills. And then they ended the study at that point in time, but they went back one more time in adulthood, and it was down to 2% of those people had problem-solving abilities and were still genius level. So if anybody wants to know, the education system
sucks.
Is not to encourage creativity and individuality. It is to create somebody who is just smart enough
to do
the job.
Yes.
And dumb enough to not argue about the
dumb enough to
unfairness.
Not care. Yes. So we have to switch this around, and
yes.
The way we do that is understanding, number one, who we are. Number two, the truth about what spirit is, which the spirit is not some big booming thing up in the sky. It's not even a person.
Right.
It's a very limited understanding. It has a very limited understanding, the divine does, because it has to stay a pure vibration to be one half a creation. Okay, it cannot contain certain things. That's what the dark wisdom is about. All right, and that's why they're needed to come together. Okay, and what happens when creation happens? Chaos. Everybody hates the chaos, but you know, instead of embracing it and understanding that this is a springboard, this is an opportunity. You know, this is the beginning of the end, and now is the time that we can build from within. But we have to understand what's within to be able to build something solid. If I feel I've learned my lesson from past regrets, why hasn't my luck changed at all? Well, because number one, it isn't about luck. And if it's not about past regrets, it's about understanding hang on a minute. A lot of people feel like they've learned their lesson because they see their mistake. But just because they see their mistake doesn't mean they've balanced the energy within them. Seeing it doesn't balance it. You have to act in that balance. Okay? Just because you see it doesn't mean, you know, and luck, there's no such thing as luck. Alright? What happens is your life is a reflection of the truth of your divine connection. 100% of the time. Okay? So, the only regret you should have, and the only worry you should have about disappointing would be disappointing spirit. The truth of the divine. Okay? See, we like to take our energy and we like to take what's physical consciousness, which is what we'll we'll call the darkness, okay? Because that's anything from what, 500 and below. 500 megahertz and below is physical consciousness, and 500 and above is like, well, actually there's a 4D realm, which is the messenger realm, which has a lot to do with the higher emotions. But then there's the 5D realm, which is enlightenment, and above, which is like 700 megahertz is what the divine, like, and even though we have the possibility of understanding it, there is no way it can maintain being one half of creation and let the physical consciousness be a part of it. Okay, do you understand how it would deteriorate that energetic field? Think about it. And it has to remain pure to be one half of creation, just like the darkness. You know, that consciousness has to remain pure to be one half of creation. Because as soon as it's not pure anymore, boom, it's creation.
Okay.
Yes. So it's like you can't be judging the darkness as all evil. Now, what we do with the dark wisdom can reflect as evil within the collective of the whole. Like, look what's happening in the world today. Everybody is in horror about what's going on. And the reason is because we've been doing everything fucking backwards. And thinking everything fucking backwards. Thank you, Mary. Thank you so much.
Ron, I only have one question. And that is, you said, I feel like I've learned my lesson from past regrets. Why hasn't my luck changed at all? What have you done to change things? Okay,
that's what I was
if you go 2 blocks, make a right, and get into a car accident, you learn, okay, I don't want that to happen again. So you leave at the same time the next day. You go 2 blocks, you make a right, you get into another car accident. You do it the 3rd day. You learn that, hey, maybe I should go 3 blocks before I make that right. Or maybe I should only go 1 block before I make that right. Because I'm tired of getting into this car accident right here at the second light. Okay? If you go those 2 blocks, make a right, and get into a car accident every day, and you're like, man, I've learned my lesson here, but I'm going to go 2 blocks and make a right and get into another car accident, you haven't changed anything.
Yes.
Okay? So you have to do something different in order to get a different result.
Plus, there's other people within that. I mean, if you had car accidents, you obviously had them with other people. Did you make it right with them? Da 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 da. Okay? There's a bigger picture. It's not just about you, boo. This is responsible co-creation. We finally came up to co-creation. I've been talking about responsible co-creation now for years. Yay.
Yes.
So that means that you are thy brother's keeper. What happens to you also happens to me.
And I'm sure the other person that's in the car accident with you is tired of getting hit. So,
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe drive 32 miles an hour instead of 35, or leave 5 minutes sooner so you avoid that other person who keeps turning at the same time and crashing into them.
Or just don't fucking go that way. Make a new route. Blaze a new goddamn trail. That's the idea.
Yes. That.
Hey, I know how to drive a bulldozer, and I will make a hole. Watch me.
All right. So, anybody else got any other questions?
Yes.
I think Kevin left us. I have not seen our pinned post for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. We have too much fun to do readings. Yeah, welcome to our world, guys. This is like Alice and Dawn in Wonderland. This is like every day, pretty much. But a lot of times we sit back and we talk about...
a minute ago, but he left again. Yeah, he did.
We talk about shit in the morning, and it's like, okay, we need to do coffee talks. We need to do coffee talks, because we really talk about really good shit in the morning.
Conversations get deep.
Yes. And it's like, man, I wish we were recording this, because I'm not going to freaking remember it, because 9 out of 10 times I'm high. So...
I'm lucky if I get half a cup of coffee in before the conversation starts.
What do I think about crystals? I think they're awesome. They're beautiful. We have a lot of them.
And they can do some seriously amazing things.
Just what's sitting right next to this. Yeah. It's just what's right there. There's more everywhere.
Do you guys sometimes feel like you have immediate life answers since you can read tarot? Fuck no!
Sometimes.
Fuck no!
I mean, sometimes it just hits without even knowing it hits. It's just kind of like, oh God. Like...
Spirit's so damn catty, okay? Like, seriously, Spirit's so damn catty.
Can be.
When I go to ask questions to read for myself, I always get jacked up. Most of the time it's, well, maybe not, but maybe not. Can a clear quartz really be anything you need in the moment?
Oh
Quartz
my God.
amplify things. Quartz amplify energy.
You guys, check out Tesla. You have to check out Tesla, okay? And I mean the scientist Tesla, not the car.
And definitely not Elon Musk.
And definitely not Elon Musk, no. Nikola Tesla. He is the, like, of course, what he was doing would probably...
Aragonite. Aragonite would be that stone.
Yes.
1618.
Here.
Aragonite can do damn near anything, and a quartz with it will amplify that.
This is... Is this aragonite?
He talked about this. I didn't know that. Tesla.
In this?
Yes, that's aragonite.
Yes. Yes, he did. This is Moroccan aragonite. And you see the octagon crystals in it. Now, there's another kind of aragonite that's actually aquamarine. Blue. Well, yeah, it's a green blue, I thought. But, and it is great for healing family issues. Actually. So, yeah, we love crystals, but I've gotten to where now I know that all this energy, I can actually sit and think about holding a crystal and feel it. All right? Literally. I actually don't need the crystals anymore. I can sit and picture myself holding and feel it like it's there. You know, this is the innocence of childhood again and that imagination. And I actually don't need the crystals anymore to feel the effects of what I need to happen. And that's how powerful you are. And that's the truth of it. Because there's a little piece of you somewhere that's been one of these. So, and all you have to do is remember it and think about it and call on it, and it'll become it. It's like that easy.
That's why if you have crystals and you sit and hold them and feel the vibration in them, that's why you're connecting with it.
Right, and once you connect your soul to it, you can call on your soul to remember that exactly how it felt and exactly in that moment. Kind of like music can take you there. Your mind can do the same thing with memories. And you can use those memories to heal and help and propel. And seriously, you guys are amazing. I mean, I could talk about this all day.
Yes.
Yes, he did. The power crystals. Absolutely, yeah. Nikolai Tesla was amazing. He was also born on July 8th, actually. I was born on July 9th. So, he talked about a lot of things. Nikolai Tesla is just, wow. Of course, honestly, though, the free electric that he was talking about, as much as we use in the cell phones, as much, the way that he went about making that happen would probably have us fried by now, though. With all that waves in the...
I don't know, but there's videos going around.
I'm sure he would have fixed it, but...
There's videos going around now that show you how to make an unlimited electric supply for yourself.
Oh, yeah.
With just water
It's
and
not hard to do.
a wheel and...
Perpetual motion. Yeah, and it keeps the... Yeah. That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, he did. Anyway. So, anybody else got any questions? No? Yeah?
There's no maybe?
Nothing you want to talk about?
Welcome in. Pull up a chair, grab a cup of coffee.
But yeah,
Ask us some questions. It'll be fun.
and sorry guys, if anybody asks me if they're cursed, I'm going to say yeah.
What's your favorite tarot card?
Oh my goodness.
Well, they all tell a story.
Actually, right now they change. It depends on what's going on, Mary. Right now, what I like to see is the tower, believe it or not. That tower to me is heaven, and death is heaven, and the transformational cards, like the 3 of swords, the 5 of swords, the 9 of swords. These are all transformational cards. Even though they're painful ones right now, we need to start seeing that pain for what it is. I always say that I eat pain for breakfast with my pancakes. Truth. Pain will not kill you. We've lived through a lot of it. Yeah, it kind of sucks, but it's not going to kill you. It's what you think about pain that kills you.
Do you ever listen to frequency sounds? All the time.
Or,
all the time. Yes, I do.
I don't.
I listen to frequency sounds to remove blockages in my chakras. I listen to frequency sounds to alleviate pain in my body. I listen to frequency sounds to raise my vibrational frequency. I listen to frequency sounds when I meditate.
Yeah, I don't. I never really... I kind of think that there's a lot to sound and vibration therapy. Okay, for every frequency there's an anti-frequency. So Cancer has a frequency. There's something that's going to block that frequency and make it go away. So there's a lot of value to frequency healing, but I think it only goes so far because it's not resonance chambers it's that we're doing it in, and I think it's the resonance chambers that's really the key to it all, even though it helps having it in your ears. I don't, even though I feel the frequency, it's not like
I don't know. I put my headphones on and I can feel it through my whole body.
Yeah. You can, but I don't know. Maybe it's a distant memory of being in resonance chambers.
Could be
for healing, but it's like,
and
plus,
that's a good point, because not everything works for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. What may work for me,
right,
doesn't necessarily work for somebody else.
Right, exactly, Mary. Exactly. And you guys, if you get a chance to see the movie The Grounded, I mean, Mother Earth has the best healing energy ever. And you talk about balancing energy, and this is what I'm talking about. Balance is natural. Balance. When you're balanced, your system is balanced, your mind is balanced, your soul is balanced, your heart is balanced. When all that's balanced, and you balance with nature, you don't have to worry about being sick. Literally, you don't. So there's a movie about a guy who actually he went out and dug holes in the frozen earth and laid in it naked and covered himself in the earth to heal himself. And at the beginning of the movie, he was starting to work with a Vietnam veteran that was in a wheelchair and had been since Vietnam. And at the end of the movie, that wheelchair was empty. That's all I'm going to say. The Grounded. Check it out. It's an amazing movie.
Another study I was watching, I actually posted it on my Facebook page. This guy went and bought metal tape. Hold on. He went and bought metal tape and taped it across his bed sheet, made a grid on his bed, and attached a copper wire to it, and ran it out his window and stuck it in the ground. And he went to sleep on it, and he woke up the next day, and he was like, hey man, there's something to this. And he went and talked to a friend of his who worked at a college and was like, hey, yada yada yada, I want to do a study on it. And all of these people with major illnesses, unexplained pain, etc., they were like, you're not going to be able, it's not going to work, it's not going to work. And they did a study on all these people, and they came back, and their results were lowered pain, healed, I believe diabetes was one of the things that they healed. I
imagine they healed a lot of things.
And now they have for sale, well, I don't know if it's this guy or not, but now you can buy what they call grounding sheets. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what's in the Grounded movie.
Where it came from.
Mm. Actually, a guy, when he did his little, he was in Alaska. And one person brought it back because they were feeling too much better, and they'd lose their Social Security if they got too well. They actually brought the setup for grounding the sheets and stuff back to the guy and said nope. So there we go. There is a lot to energy and the way it flows.
Yep.
Have we ever hugged a tree? Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Oh, dude.
Now ask me if the tree hugged me back.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Have they ever hugged you back? That's what you should be asking.
Yep. And yes, they have. Yes, you lean up against a tree and you feel that uplifting feeling depending on what tree you grab. You feel that uplifting shoot through your back, and you feel like you're standing on your tippy toes.
Okay, energy it's a real thing. Anything you make contact with, you share an energetic bond with. That means that you can feel that tree, okay? So, here's the deal. You want to be uplifted, go stick your ass up against a pine or
something with shallow roots. You want to feel uplifted.
Right.
If you want to feel grounded, grab an oak tree.
Or something with deep roots.
Yep.
Oak, maple, you know, one of the great big, yeah, I guess that is a maple, sugar maple, sorghum.
Redwood tree. You want to feel ancient knowledge? Grab a redwood tree.
There you go. And that's the thing, you know, that tree's been there for, I just asked the tree to talk to me. Tell me a story. What have you seen, old tree? And I could sit there for an hour and just picture what this tree has seen, you know, from where I was at back in the 1800s even, depending on what they cut down a cypress on Corkscrew Road. I about cried.
There's not too far from where we're at, there is a tree that is dated all the way back to the Civil War. That tree has so many stories in it. So many stories in it.
That.
It's by a lake that wasn't there.
No lakes were here. No lakes were here. Look back at the original maps of this territory, and if there were lakes, they were very small.
They were ponds.
Yeah, but all the big lakes in America were created. True story. Alright, guys. I'm starting to get a little tired, so I think we've had a good coffee talk. What do you think?
I think it was great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, everybody who has subscribed, make sure you get a hold of me and so we can set up appointments for those readings.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And yeah, 1618, just whenever. If you change your mind, I keep telling people, there's a lot of people that like to get reading after reading after reading after reading. Well, the universe will start playing games with you if you start doing that. Unless you change your mind, or somebody changes their mind, or the energy as it was set out when you got the reading changes, there's no use in getting another reading.
Nope.
Because it's just going to be the same thing, or Spirit's going to start fucking with you and telling you this and that and everything, and you're going to get 25 million different stories, and you're going to be so confused anyway, and then when what you originally thought was going to happen actually happens, Spirit's going to be laughing at your ass. Saying, why didn't you listen to me in the first place? What'd you have to ask her for?
Right.
Huh? Yeah, my Spirit's a smart ass.
Mine too.
Yeah, well, that's because we are. But anyway, guys, just remember, don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, don't make a victim, okay? Not even of yourself. And it's never too late to do the right thing all the time, every time.
Ron, that's exactly why you're starting to get conflicting things, okay?
Oh, thanks, Ron.
Yep.
So, with that, we're going to sign off. And remember, we are on YouTube on Wednesday night at 9 p.m. and on Saturday night at 9 p.m. So if you guys want to do the card readings, that's usually where we are for card readings. You'll also catch me, well, there's no telling where you're going to catch my ass, okay?
Right.
So, sometimes it's on Facebook, sometimes there's just no telling.
Yep.
So, Dawn is usually busy. She's got the tiny terrorist and the 74-year-old terrorist, so she's usually busy. If she has time, though, she'll throw down a 6-month for you, too. But I can't promise that, and she can't promise that, so we aren't going to promise that. But you will definitely get one from me. Okay? We love you. Blessed be.
Be blessed.
Namaste. Oh, it's down here. Okay, stop. Oh, hey. It says no, we can't go. Bye, guys.